Hey guys, Will Mosley here. I upped the audio on the Zoom H4n Pro to 30 gain, so hopefully this sounds a little better than what we've been doing. It may introduce a tiny bit more of the traffic, the noise, but I do believe your audio will be a little bit higher, so that's good. All right, this one I'm talking about what Sorry, the person in the front of me is on their phone, and it's a green light. Um, Today I'm talking about what to-do list should you go with, should you start with, and this is going to be kind of open-ended. I don't. This isn't. I'm going to give you a spoiler. This isn't meant to be what you definitely should go with. It's meant to really be I've what I'm going to be using over the next hopefully 30 days, and I'll kind of give you an update of how that's going. So this is more like a first look than what, and maybe you'll get inspired just by this and you'll try it along with me. Who knows? So once upon a long time ago, I actually thought that I wanted to be a productivity or a life coach or something along those lines, like someone who helped people organize their life and get their stuff back in order. I was obsessed with organization. I was obsessed with to-do lists, and that will disappeared a long time ago. Turns out that I'm not very good with to-do lists. I like setting them up, but I don't like executing on them nearly as much when it's in that system. And I think it has a lot to do with being controlled, whether that's by myself or by someone else. It just feels like someone's controlling my day, and I hate that. So this to do list thingy might be a little stark. It might not serve its purpose. The way that I typically work, and this is probably more how you should probably take this than the system that I'm going to talk about in the next 5 or 10 minutes, is I go off of feeling most of the time. I know when it's been too long since it's been done or executed, and then I just kind of do it, and I do it fast. I do it extremely fast, and usually it's last minute. But it always seems to work out for me. There's times when it doesn't. There's a couple times when it doesn't. But for the most part, please don't crash in this car. For the most part, it's a good guiding light. It just works. Nothing more to be said about that. I think a lot of us are that way too. Like, we have a feeling of what's more urgent. We have an idea of what is going on every single day, what's kind of regular. The things that don't work out in this system are things that are more, I don't know. They're like the small little things that matter a lot, that take more than just a quick bam bam bam. They're like, need to buy a car, and need to get school supplies and things like that. I still kind of feel that out, but I'm trying to be a little bit more apt on it. And also, like, my brain does very well with sorry my brain does really well with having a vibe, having a feeling of what needs to be done and kind of making it happen, and having that kind of freedom of just making it happen and feeling good about it. But whenever I start getting mad lists randomly at work, a lot of different things is coming in, it's very hard for me to, in my mind, because all those all seem so urgent at the time. Like, oh, these all 5, 6, 7, 8 of these things just popped up all at once. Um, they're all important, so I need to do them all right now. And like I said, I try to do things as fast as I can. Um, But when you have 6 or 7 big projects or big tasks that need to happen that all just come at you randomly, it creates anxiety. It creates a lot of anxiety for me. So I'm looking to maybe remedy this a little bit with a to-do system from what's this guy's name? I think it's Mark. I'm going to give you his full name before the end of this podcast, and I have a minute at a stoplight. But the book is called Do It Tomorrow. I bought this book, I think, back in 2006, 2007, maybe 2008. So over 10 years ago. And it was one of the biggest to-do books that I think changed a lot of how I was thinking. It changed the way I was thinking and also fit the way that I worked quite a bit. At least back 10 years ago. Things could be different, way different from now, or different now than then. But the big to-do things that you were seeing at that time was GTD, Get Things Done, by David Allen. I honestly did not like this guy. This guy was a schmuck. He just was like, pretty much like, I'm so professional and I just do all this stuff and da-da-da-da. It was just like, it was very, I don't know, it was so complicated. It was so much. And it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. As many times as I tried to as many times as I tried to make it all work, because everyone else was trying out the GTD system, the Get Things Done system, I just couldn't make it work. It was just like, fuck. So I ended up stumbling upon Do It Tomorrow, which is a book about, like, in its simplest, from the first few pages that I've reread, is like getting something, having time to think on it, and then making it actionable. And I'm going to break it down into the 4 lists that he said. I'm not going to say anything more about the book, because I would love for you to read it. But this is like the very first page of the book, so hopefully, yeah. So pretty much what it is like how to get caught up today. And he's like, look, you can follow these 4 simple steps right here, and then the rest of the book is just going to kind of go in detail about all this stuff. 1, take everything that is currently on your to-do list right now and label it as backlog. Okay, and make sure that's that's one list. I just put it as backlog. Next, any incoming tasks that you have today, anything that comes to you today that someone's like, hey, Will, I need you to da-da-da-da, you're going to put on a list that's called tomorrow. Okay? And you're not going to do any of that today. You're going to do it tomorrow. You're also going to create a list that says today, which should be blank. And then if there's anything that's absolutely urgent that has to happen today, you're going to make a list, and it's going to be called urgent. He didn't say urgent, but he just pretty much said put it on a different list. And that's where that task will go, and you just make it happen and check it off. That's it. Pretty much at the very beginning of each day, you work on a little bit of the backlog. Then whatever the tasks that are from on your list that were labeled from tomorrow are now technically today. So I'm assuming you just rename your list to say today. Get rid of the old today list, and then create a new tomorrow list. I'm not sure if he's doing this in paper or digitally, but you get the point. So whatever tasks that were assigned, whatever tasks that you put on the list for tomorrow, you're now doing today, because it's the next day, and it's already a predefined list, a closed list. Nothing else can go on that list, unless, of course, it's urgent, and it goes on a separate list. And then you add anything that comes in today on the tomorrow list again. So today is the second day within this. Yesterday was the day that I kind of set all this stuff up at work. And so when I get to work, I'm going to try to do things a little bit that way, and anything that comes in today, I'm going to put it on tomorrow. I don't know how well it's going to work out, and I know that there's a lot of different things like sizes of projects, which tasks do I pick, what if all the things that were put on today or tomorrow's list are huge things that can't technically be accomplished in one day. What about reoccurring things? There's a lot of different things that are kind of missing from those 4 steps, but ultimately they are a very good starting point, and it actually made me like way less anxiety. I was like, oh my god, this is too simple. This is like, because a lot of times the setup for these systems are just insane, and this one's just simple. It's like 4 lists, backlog, tomorrow, today, urgent. Bam. So this should be interesting. I'll let you know how it goes in the next 10, 15, 20, whatever days. If I remember to write it down in my ideas list. Alright, I hope that this helps you maybe get started if you're interested in that book. It's called Do It Tomorrow. You can look it up on Amazon. I can't remember. I think it's like Mark Forrester. I think it's his full name. Hold on, I gotta stop by. I'm gonna look the name up. Give me a second. Okay, I give up. I couldn't track it down in enough time for the for the red light. But yeah, do it tomorrow. All right. Yeah. If you need a trade show kit that just makes everything perfect, that makes your conference stand out, that you're looking at your brochures, you're looking at your business cards, you're looking at your banners, and you're like, damn, that's sexy. Yeah, that's me. So go ahead and head over to heywillmosley.com. You get yourself a quote. All right. Bye.